Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about a large tree. So this over here is Cedrus deodara, or the Deodar Cedar. It's in the Pinaceae family. It is born in little clusters of about 10 to 12 needles. It's rather sharp, but if you grab it this way, it's rather malleable or flexible. So one reason why I wanted to talk about this tree was just to show, well, two reasons actually. I wanted to show the bark, how corky it is, and I also wanted to show the little bud scales. So the buds of this guy are just starting to break out, and I think they look almost like shark teeth. So you can soak these little bud scales in water for 24 to 48 hours, warm water, and that imbibes them, which basically means that they soak up water and then they're allowed to germinate. And they sprout in approximately 2 months, so they're rather slow to sprout out. But, hi. But, sorry, this is my neighbor. But, what was I talking about? I completely lost my trail of thought. They're very slow to start out, but once you get them going, I mean, this tree is probably only about 60 years old, and like, I mean, I don't think I'm that wide, but it's already wider than I am. It has this really nice cascading, sort of sloping, it looks almost like well, it is a cedar, but it looks almost like the classic Pacific Northwest Western red cedar in the way that it swoops. For children out there, this is a really fun tree to climb. Has this very prehistoric looking cone to it. The cones are born on top of the branches and they kind of sit there like dragon eggs. It's really quite cool. So I just wanted to show you the scale of this tree. It's a pretty serious tree. I would recommend this for golf courses. I'd recommend it for large open spaces. This is about as close as I would put it to a house. Yeah. Does not require any supplemental feeding, does not really necessarily require any additional irrigation once it's established. It's a really, really great shade tree for filtered light, but I wouldn't plant large leaf deciduous trees underneath it. We just pollarded this tree over here. This here is a maple. This is Acer circinatum. No, sorry, Acer palmatum. It's a Japanese maple. And unfortunately it's not getting a lot of sun, it's very shaded. So this tree here is very susceptible to girdling roots, and what I mean by that is the superficial roots by the soil surface have a tendency of choking out the trees while they're still young. So if you want to avoid that, you want to plant deeply. So you want to plant so that the root flare is approximately 1 foot below the soil level, and you want to heavily mulch over that, because otherwise it starts to create these mounds in your property, and this tree is quite substantial, as I said before. So two more things. This here is the base of the cone. I don't know if you can see, it has this really cool kind of honey beehive type structure. And it's very resinous, so it has this really, really strong sap. I wouldn't recommend touching your clothes after touching it because it makes your hands kind of stained. And this is the female structure of the tree. This here is the catkin that it produces. So if you have pollen allergies, you might want to avoid this. They're most active in the months of May and June. So yeah, this is the Cedrus deodara. Hope you enjoyed. This is a native of the Pacific Northwest of North America. It does well to about -20 degrees Celsius, and it's tough as nails, so hope you enjoy.